The topic of discussion off the top here, though, is some news coming out of Minnesota, and not the news that Wild fans were hoping for as far as Kirill Kaprizov. This is from Frank Saravalli of DailyFaceoff.com. An update here, and Kirill Kaprizov has a tentative agreement in place with CSKA Moscow on a one-year, eight-figure deal, U.S. money, to begin on September 1st, should a new contract not materialize with the Minnesota Wild. However, the Wild appear ready and willing to talk a medium-term length deal. Initial hang-up was Minnesota was only interested in a 7- or 8-year deal for the Calder Trophy winner. That is not the case. Bunch of options in term there. But the Kaprizov camp contends there has been no offer made since April. We'll see where this goes. Two sides remain in communication.
The old one-year deal worth $10 million trick to negotiate a better deal over here.
Oh, what do you make of this? Is this just negotiation, leverage on the Kaprizov camp?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't blame Bill Darren and the Minnesota Wild. You want to lock him up. You want that certainty to know that he's going to be there for 8 years. Well, now they've come back with, no, we've got a one-year deal worth $10 million back there, or so they say. And then now Minnesota Wild come back, and they'll end up hammering a deal out. He's a great player. I was really impressed with a lot of the areas of the game that he's really good at. It seemed like his personality was infectious. It seemed like he got along with his teammates. He blended in quite well. He's an electrifying player. He's worth the price of admission. And for the Minnesota Wild, he's an important part of what they've got going forward with the competitiveness of their team, the change that have been made. Obviously, they removed some big personalities and longtime terrific NHL players in Suter and Parise. And Billy Darren saying, here you go. Yeah. Like, this is your team. But I've got a theory on this whole thing. I mean, if a player wants to go to Russia on a one-year deal for $10 million. And I know maybe I'm, bad for saying this, but okay, really go there?
You're not the only one.
Go there?
I mean,
come on.
Media. Yeah.
Like, it was a long time in getting him here into the fold. Mm-hmm. And Minnesota Wild and the fans saw what he was all about. And this can't be a teaser.
Yeah.
I mean, he's too good of a player. You want to play in the greatest league in the world?
Right.
You want to be one of the greatest players in the world? You play in the National Hockey League. That's where you play.
Yeah, exactly. That's why everybody wants to come over to the United States and Canada to play in the NHL. If you're the Wild, do you call the bluff on this one? Or can you afford to lose a guy like Kaprizov to the KHL based on where you're at and what your lineup looks like without the Calder Trophy winner?
I know this is just based on 1 year of watching him and obviously his history in the KHL before that. As we take a look at the lines maybe projected without him, so it's obviously a way different look without him. A lot of big bodies, strong bodies, other than obviously Zuccarello is a smaller guy, but you look at Sturman, the way he played, Eriksson, Foligno, Greenway, that's a big bold line right there, but you need some skill to finish things off. But getting back to him, I don't think you're going to make a mistake on him. I think you look at all the younger players that have gotten big money. I mean, from Darnell Nurse to get over $9 million, just as an example, what he has shown me, I mean, if he ends up getting paid, maybe it won't be Panarin money, but he's going to be a great player in this league. He's going to be a difference maker for his time in the NHL. So I don't think there will be a mistake. Now, if they're talking $15 million or so, a number that's, well, then you got to beat it down a little bit. You got to get down to a reasonable number to keep
high,
cap compliant and
lower. Exactly.
We got a flat cap, and maybe it only goes up $1 million next year. So Billy Darren does have to make sure that whatever he does with this signing, he's still able to bring in other players. So they want to win a Stanley Cup, not just have one player be a.
And we've only seen 1 year in the NHL too, right? I mean, it's been one season. So to ask for the world, we'll have to see where his camp comes in and where the Bill Darren and Minnesota Wild camp come in as well.
I have a feeling Bill's going to do a good job on this. He got him here.
Absolutely. And if you're Kaprizov, he doesn't seem worried about anything at this point. He's letting his agent and letting the team handle it, because this recently put on his Instagram. Look at this, doing a little. I don't know, wakeboarding? What is that out there? I don't know where that is.
That looks in the desert.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, it sure does.
Look like Russia.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Really good. I mean, he's showing great athleticism right there.
Off-season training.
Great balance. You want these guys to be like Paul Curry and Rob Blake and all these guys in California. They are great surfers. It doesn't hurt to be a great surfer, to have great balance.
Exactly. Multifunctional, right?
Those blades are sharp. Those aren't dull blades.
No.
He's working it.
Yeah, he's got the edge work. And
looks like the quads are good, too. Looks like he's...
Quadzilla is doing just fine for Kaprizov. As far as the money, we'll have to see money in term, whether or not that gets worked out in the next couple of weeks.